Alright guys, we need to talk about Near Protocol on the channel for the first time in a very long time, guys. Actually, it's been since November 14th. So if we go back to November 14th, that's this candle right here, guys, where we had tried to get out of this Fibonacci level. And we did eventually make it out. We retested it and we bounced up to the top of the next Fibonacci. And then we got rejected. Ever since then, guys, we've just been trending down. So let's zoom in here. We have a lot to talk about. And first of all, you can see that there's a shoulder here. There's another shoulder here. There's a head here. So we have an inverse head and shoulders that we are working on at the moment. Now, I have taken the target here. Now, this is kind of a, it's kind of a skewed inverse head and shoulders, so it's kind of hard to measure it. But if we put it here at the breakout point, pretty much it's already hit this, target. It is a little bit higher. It's up here at about $3.45. But yeah, I mean, maybe, I could make this a little bit shorter. It just depends where you really measure the head here. It's really hard to tell, guys. So I'm just going to say that we've pretty much hit the target. And now we're coming back to kind of retest this $3.14, and we're right on the line, guys. We're just above the line, as you can see, and if you look over here, it's just like 0.001 above it. So we are hanging on by a thread. We are getting a little bit of a bounce. We have been a little bit lower, but overall, this isn't looking too bad. Now, last 3 days have been massive days. We've moved from $2.28 all the way up to a high of about $3.38 on this candle yesterday. So really, really big move. And let's take a quick look at the MACD. I want to take a look at this on the daily time frame. Okay, let's zoom out here. If we look back in history, yeah, 1.16 here back in March of 2024. And yeah, I mean, it can go higher. It can go almost to like 2. So yeah, we are sitting pretty much a little bit above 0. So this can really run a long way, guys. We're just starting to get some green candles here, and yeah, it's looking good on the daily time frame, weekly time frame. Also, it's coming up here. You can see the blue line is just about to cross the red line. And yeah, it's just about to probably start printing green candles as well here. Now the high can be up here at like 2.78, it says, on a weekly time frame on the MACD. So yeah, pretty much, at very low levels, guys. We're at minus, 0.66, minus 0.67. So that can really, be a long, long way. Before we get to the 2.78 or 76 or so. Now looking at the RSI and Stochh RSI, looks very good on both here on a monthly time frame. Weekly time frame, it is actually pointed heavily to the upside on both, but still in neutral territory. Very good on weekly. Daily, a little bit overbought here on the Stochh and coming down. Just come out of the overbought region here on the RSI, but that can be expected after 3 days of massive upside, guys. 4-hour time frame, it's oversold. A little bit flirting with being overbought here on the RSI. 1-hour time frame, actually oversold here on the Stochh, pointed to the upside with the RSI as well. Now, on the 15-minute time frame, flirting with being overbought here, and it looks like it's pointed heavily to the upside, just under the middle point of this neutral territory. So, in my opinion, guys, it looks like Near is pretty much done cooling down. I mean, if we look at this on a 4-hour time frame, you can see the last 4 candles here. 3 have been red, and we are hanging on to this $3.14 mark. So yeah, I think we're bound to bounce here shortly, probably even by tomorrow, I would say, as long as we don't get any dumps with Bitcoin and bad news. Now let's take a quick look at the volume for the visible range, guys. You can see we are right here, so we are above the biggest node here. That's actually good. We kind of found support on that, and we have pretty much worked our way through this second biggest node. And yeah, we are right now working on this, and once we get above about what is it? Let's just say $3.90. The volume really drops off very quickly, guys. So I think we're going to go up pretty quickly after that. You can see basically right here was the point where we broke through that node last time. Of course, there are some, trading from this in that little node, but you can see that it really rocketed up after that point, guys. So yeah, I think we're in for good times with NEAR. Now, if we take a quick look at the tokenomics, guys, of NEAR, yeah, you can see my average is $1.50. But that's, like I said, I bought most of my NEAR at about $1. And I've been staking for so long, guys. I've gotten like 100 NEAR for free. Anyways, there is no max supply, unfortunately, for NEAR. However, circulating supply is only 1.21 billion. So that's not too bad, guys. Now, all-time high was around $20.50. So you're getting about an 85% discount at the moment. That's about 3 years ago, guys. The local high was somewhere almost like $9, recently. So I do think NEAR will probably eclipse $20. And, maybe $25 to $40 could be. If we get a Super Bowl run, maybe 50. But yeah, at this point, it's looking, like it's not going to be that. But I do think it's going to eclipse its all-time high for sure. A lot of people consider NEAR the direct competitor of Solana. And it's just a smaller Solana, they say. So you can look at it that way. Now, at the moment, if we look at Bitcoin, guys, you can see we are getting a bounce off this 103, let's say 400. Earlier today, I think we were much lower. So we came down to retest this, which is pretty good. Now, if we can get above, what is this, 104,580, as you see over here, that would be the most ideal situation because this is a weekly resistance. And okay, we did close a daily candle yesterday above it, but we need to close a weekly candle above it to show that it supports. So let's see what happens tonight. We still have, quite some time before this candle closes. And yeah, that's what we need. So now let's take a quick look at Ethereum here. It is retesting the 2506 mark. If we can get above this and close, a daily candle and a weekly candle, let's just put this on a weekly time frame, that would be the most ideal situation too. So we were very close to that. Now, we did a lot with Ethereum this week, and like I said, I don't like Ethereum, guys. I think it shouldn't be the leader of the altcoins. Maybe Solana or BNB or AVAX or something like this should be, but it's having an excellent week, and I said it was going to get a pop sooner or later, guys, because it's really, really, really oversold. Now, it has done a lot this week. Look how many resistances it has broken through. I mean, this is just massive for Ethereum this week. I'm glad to see it because it helps out the altcoins. And, personally, though, I wouldn't say buy Ethereum. There's just better things to buy than Ethereum. So let's see if this can close. It has about, what, $6 or so, $7 at least. Let's just say $10 more to surge. And, yeah, if it closes 25.10, then it's sure that we've, sealed this as a support. Now, the total market cap is also getting a little bit of a bounce off 1.19 trillion. It also tested today 1.25. So let's see where this ends up. We may kind of do something like this for the next day or two before we break above 1.25. But once we do that, it's 1.31 trillion next. Now, dominance is getting a little bit of a bounce today, but we did have 3 massive candles to the downside. But we do need to break this 2.5-year trend line. This trend line goes back for like 2.5 years. We did have a mini altcoin season where we did break through it a couple times already, but we need to break it once and for all. And once we break through about 60.46 down here, I think we can start to talk about really altcoin season once again. Now, it should drop down to about 40% or so, by the time altcoin season is finished. So we're still very far away from that, guys. Now, let's look at this on the CME futures. So we have 103,635 is actually where it closed. And yeah, 103. Okay, so we're a little bit above that, guys. So let's see, we may create a CME gap that we may have to fill tomorrow or the next day or next week or so. it may never get filled too. That's another thing, guys. So let's see what happens. Now, liquidation heat map. It's pretty high actually still. I'm a little bit surprised to see still 472, let's say, million wrecked in the last 24 hours. But it's pretty much equal on both sides. So be careful if you're playing with leverage, guys. Now, fear and greed, 70 was 70 yesterday. Today, I have refreshed this right before the video, and we went down to a 27 now. Now, keep in mind, that's because dominance is bouncing. So, yeah, we are going down a little bit, but hopefully, you know, we start to take back some of that dominance, you know, today and tomorrow. Now, the sell at the top indicators, guys, still 0 from 30. It's still 100% hold. Best indicator, pi cycle top indicator, guys. Let me zoom in for you. Still, you know, it's far from crossing. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is starting to curve up or what? Now, as to the economic calendar, guys, nothing on Monday. CPI on Tuesday. Very important day. Wednesday, just a couple of speakers from the Fed and FOMC. Thursday, we do have PPI, jobless claims. We got some manufacturing numbers. We have Fed Chair Powell speaking. We got the Vice Chair speaking. We have industrial production, guys. So a lot of things going on Thursday, so that can be a very volatile day. Michigan numbers also come out on Friday. So again, if these are wildly off, or, you know, I mean, it can play a part in the volatility of Bitcoin. We saw that about 2 months ago. And yeah, so we need to be aware of this, but normally it doesn't affect it too much, but it can. Next FOMC is in about 38 days, guys, and it's a 83% chance that we're not going to get a cut according to this. 17% still believe we're going to get a cut. Now, crypto bubbles looks pretty good. It looks actually better than earlier today when I made my optimism video. So yeah, not too bad here. If you want to stake your coins, guys, go to Coinondo, for example. Here's Bitcoin. You have 60 deals found. And yeah, I think you can look for near here as well. Be aware of the limits and things. And let's type in near. I just want to show you how many deals they have. And yeah, they have 38 deals. There's a lot of deals here, guys. So you can really get a lot for your near. I have mine actually in KuCoin, just so you know. And I think I'm doing it for 30 days, honestly. So like I said, I'm looking for 30 days, probably maximum. Rare cases, maybe 60, but usually I'm looking for flexible. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Look at some of the deals that I have with the exchanges below, guys, if you want to sign up to any of those. Also, guys, if you want to sign up to Moodix and get Moodix, you can. They do have charts and statistics and things. There's a lot of things here other than these, you know, measurements. Now, if you just want to become a member of my channel, I'll put you in the Telegram where you can get the measurements of most of these, you know, things that affect Bitcoin. That's the only things I'll put into the Moodix or into the Telegram from Moodix. I'm not going to put everything from Moodix, of course, but anything that affects Bitcoin, I will forward there. And so you know what happens at the moment when it happens. Anyways, guys, like I said, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.